welcome back to our 4v4 round out again. I'm not fighting this time, so I can actually do a proper intro. Like I said, it's round out. So now that all four players had originally, all four original players had fought, the winners continue to fight. Sandy is the first for DS versus Nadi for EX. So we have Neo Nectar versus Pale Moon. The battle of the field.
This is actually an interesting setup because before the days of Pale Moon having a stride, they would usually sit on grade 2 until they can get what they want. But since they do have one now, that's not what's going to happen. As long as the Pale Moon player gets to grade 3, Sandy can do a lot of things. And I think Sandy had a lot of time to notice the strange nuances this deck has. Because there seriously are a lot of them. Like, for a Silver Thorn deck, this deck honestly does have a lot going on. That critical trigger does have an ability. When it's called to the rear guard due to a skill, it unflips too. The only problem is Sandy got it when there was nothing to unflip. It's kind of the gold paladin issue that they used to have before Gaiard appeared and made it so that they weren't checking top 1 anymore. Where you look at your top card and it's something that you could have used at the top of your deck instead of where you got it. It's also the problem why not a lot of people use drop and draw units. Which actually, I'm surprised you don't use Prismy in your deck, Rose.
I used to, but I'm not sure. My issue, I had taken Prismy out for Sherry, and there are certain things that I would actually put it back in for, but I'm still debating on other parts of my deck, I guess.
I would say right now you don't want to have Prismy in the deck if you're actually going to take out Legion like you want to. Without Legion, Prismy has no point, other than hand maintenance.
Yeah. I'm debating, I guess.
I promised someone I wouldn't help you with that deck.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
Which deck? Royals?
My Royals.
Yeah.
Oh.
So now Vera appears, and she gets to retire the critical trigger to check the top 5, which is really good because that means that the critical trigger can be Legion later.
Two. I don't get why you would two.
And now Tule appears because we need a 9K on the field.
For the record, does Vera shuffle? Yeah. For the record,
Vera does shuffle.
Actually did shuffle, and even though Merca was put down after the shuffle, it still counts.
It's a memory type card. Basically, at the time it attacks, it checks if the condition did happen. It doesn't have to be on the field or not. As long as the condition did happen when it's attacking, it works.
Yep.
I feel like the biggest reason she brought out Tule was because she could have used another pansy, but after the risk of what happened before, I wouldn't foresee her doing that. Grade 3 Rush.
All of the Lucier.
Every Lucriere.
Well, reverse field. And yes,
Reverse
is in this deck.
I know it is. I was gonna say something else. So two units went into the soul. Soul charge 2. By the way, because original Lucriere went into the soul, that means that when Stride fades, then Venus will be in break ride status.
Cross ride.
Okay, cross ride status.
Did you say break ride?
He did.
Luquier the brake ride. That would be
I'm pretty sure we
terrifying,
already
actually.
have a Draconic Overlord, the brake ride. We don't need a Luquier one.
Well, Luquier is the Silverthorn Dragon Tamer.
Apparently, she's the Dragon Tamer, the Dragon Queen, the Dragon Empress, and the Dragon Master. So.
She just wanted more and more. She wasn't enough. She didn't have enough with being a tamer. She wanted to be their queen. She didn't have enough from being their queen. She wanted an empire. And then after she had an empire, she got bored for a while and decided she's just gonna master them.
She's just gonna become their goddess.
Pretty much. Speaking of stride, here's Ambroa. Arborea.
Yes, that is Arborea.
Rhymes with Dodoria.
I'm going to fucking shoot you. If you ever do that again, I will kill you.
Wait, what did he do?
He said Arborea rhymes with Dodoria. It's a Dragon Ball Z reference.
That's the only show I never watched as a kid.
You missed out.
I watched it all the way up to some point in the Cell series. After that, I stopped watching.
AKA everything that mattered, because after the Cell series, it just doesn't fucking matter. That's an 11k Mirka, by the way. And thanks to the stand trigger, it gets to actually do something.
I'm surprised she's attacking to give Luquier a limit break.
She wants as much early damage as possible with her being at 3, with Sandy herself being at 3 damage. Keep in mind, Sandy's inevitable goal is to create a situation where she Vera's and Nadi has so high damage that she's gonna have to take hits and die.
Yeah.
So the pull punches will literally go against her winning image.
Yeah, and Luquier just soul charged to heal.
That too, that's the other reason why you shouldn't really fear Luquier's ability, because there are a lot of instances in which the soul charge 2 that comes from Venus will actually cause them to lose triggers.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens a lot more than it really should.
What does Isotope?
I was saying that Luquier's limit break more often than not puts triggers in the deck with its soul charge cost.
Yeah, for some reason. Then again, a lot of things where you just wireless charges.
It's one of the main reasons why you really shouldn't fear that skill.
There are 3 Zelma though in that.
Which means that Anna can't be allowed to hit, or Marichka. But Marichka isn't that hard to... Neither of them are that difficult to guard now because of that trigger. Perfect guards to be sure. I want to know that you will not be hitting me. And solve for guard. I'm wondering... Okay, she's gonna do Legion now. Which is actually the better option because she doesn't have a lot of hands, so I don't think she has the ability to stride. Not only that, but doing Legion first can actually set up for her to get Jungle Tree out the 1 turn later.
The fuck did you say Jungle Tree for?
Jingle Flow.
No, you...
Oh, I keep
Jingle Flower!
accidentally saying that.
How do you get
Wow.
Jungle Tree from Jingle Flower?
I have literally always called it Jungle Tree. I don't know why.
It's a jingle flower. It's not even a tree. Actually, I might say Sacred Tree Dragon, Jingle Flower Dragon, but I don't know.
Exactly.
But it's still Jingle Flower, not Jungle Tree.
So Sandy can either call the stand trigger and do even more things, or just call the grade 3. And she just calls the grade 3. This is what I mean by Sandy doesn't do as much as some other Neo Nectar players would. Not that it would be horribly necessary for her to do that much in this turn, but something to keep in mind. She could have done more.
At least she spelled Rouge.
You don't make mistakes like that twice.
I would.
26k. These would be really good numbers if not for Cross Ride.
And that helped a lot. Crit.
I was hoping for a stand. 31k, still a respectable number though. It's gonna take 15k to block.
There's 10.
Will Nadi intercept?
She has.
Yep.
Oh, never mind.
Keep in mind, Nadi wants to do limit break next turn anyway, so doesn't have to care about intercepts. Depending on Sandy's hand, this might be a problem. Just because she did use the perfect guard last turn, so unless she has another one in hand now, she might have to take the Vanguard hit, which could very easily lead to a critical with the way things are now. So now for the stride ability. 2 go into soul. 2 go into soul again from deck this time. And then 2 come out, I think. Yeah, 2 come out.
Soul charge 2.
Crit came from that, so that's good for Sandy.
Alright, trigger count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
No, Sandy,
no.
what happened was, Nadi had called the Zelma, which swapped out the other thing first. That was just one.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Anyway,
Hey.
so Nadi is doing that, just needs to call 2 things for Mystic Ears.
There is 8 triggers on the field and 8 probably in the deck.
I count 9. I count 9 out of deck.
Wait, 1, 2,
There's
3.
3 in the damage.
3 in the damage.
There's
There's
1, 2,
3 in the drop.
3 in the soul. So 3 plus 3 plus 3 is 9.
Oh, I goofed. Oops.
Way to go.
Okay, Sandy was confused because she had done a soul. She remembered Nadi doing another soul charge outside of the one that just happened, but that was for last turn's limit break.
It's either that or when you put something from the field to the soul, it still looks like soul charge?
It looks like Soul Charge, and I think, well, no, the game calls it something else.
It looks like it, though, on the field. In the log, nobody reads.
Yeah. So Sandy's gonna have to take one, and those are two really powerful attacks.
She's residing herself to taking... Never mind. Okay, never mind, I lied again. She's deciding to take herself with either Vanguard or Lion. I really don't know which. Oh boy.
Taking the Vanguard.
I can't watch. There's gonna be a crit.
I thought she had a perfect gun in her hair.
She used it last
She
time.
used one last turn. Besides, even if she does have a perfect guard, those are both hitting for more than 26. For 26 or more. So she would have to take one attack from them anyway.
Unfortunately, does she have enough to guard the last one? Okay.
He does.
Barely.
Just enough.
Barely.
So this next card that comes to Sandy's hand from that deck means everything.
It needs to be a grade 3 either to... That's
Nope, not a grade 3.
And she got Stand, 2 heals, Tule, and Augusto. Shuffling that is going to be painful. But since all these are gaining plus 3k, it helps against the fact that that is cross ride. I thought that was a draw trigger for a minute, but it is not.
Nova's blind.
Stand trigger. And a perfect guard. So she gave the power to Vera, which could actually be the difference between hitting and missing.
She needs 15k in that hand. Or Nadi, whatever that is. Is Nadi a boy or a girl?
I don't know, but what I do know is that 6 damage is not a heal.
Yay! Go Sandy!
That was a really close game, and that was a really good decision to give power to the Vera and to stand Augusto.
Yay! Alright, NeoBuster, redeem me! And fight and kill the Gold Paladin. Bye!
I have to redeem you and show Nova I can beat gold again.